Hey, gorgeous people. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And I am jumping in, doing a super fast video today because I'm about to head off to Albury for the day with my daughter. We're having a daughter's day together, and yeah, we'll have a fun day. So, jumping into today's topic, the fastest way to change how you feel. Are you feeling a bit flat? Are you feeling a bit down? Hey, beautiful Erica. So much love to you, gorgeous. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. Hey, Rob, great to see you on here, sweet. So one of the main things that we do when we're in a funk, or we're feeling flat, or we're feeling annoyed, or perhaps not feeling the way that we want to be feeling, and it doesn't feel good, obviously, to be in that state, and it seems so counterintuitive to do this. Good morning, Christy. Hey, Marguerite, great to have you on. It seems counterintuitive, right? Because we want to change how we feel. So what we do is we tend to go into a pattern of trying to, we get annoyed at ourselves, or we get frustrated at ourselves, we're trying to force ourselves to change, we're wanting to be different, and it's actually the acceptance of those feelings, and it's not an easy thing to do at times. Hey Kate, great to have you on, sweetie. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's one, like, I really am kind of I was contemplating calling today's video the journey to self-love, because that's really what this is about. And as kids, when we fall over and we hurt ourselves, we have a big cry, feel upset, and then just get on with stuff. But as adults, we've got like all these constraints. Somewhere along the line, you know, we're told we shouldn't be upset, or it's wrong to feel the way that we feel, or blah, 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 blah. And we've got our inner child in us screaming, literally screaming to be heard. She's stuffed down, or, you know, if you're a male, obviously you've got a little boy inside of you. Yes, me too, hun, sometimes. And I'm leaning into more and more acceptance, more and more surrender, and being able to love myself deeply in those moments is some of the hardest work that we'll ever do, but it's also the easiest. So it's sorry, that it sounds confusing. It sounds simple, but it can be really challenging to do at times as well. Hey Sandra, lovely to have you on, darling. And the reason for that is generally when we're feeling frustrated, or when we're feeling angry, or when we're feeling sad, or when we're not feeling the way that we want to be feeling, we have judgment around that. And the reason is because we're coming from fear. We're coming from our ego survival mind. Now, our ego survival mind, if I can describe it in an easy, simple way, would be like your 3-year-old self or your 5-year-old self. We don't have a great deal of perception at that level of thinking, and it's all about protection, survival, fitting in, belonging, and getting our needs met. So it's all about security. So when we're in that state, we're judging, we are hyper tuned into the world to figure out who it is that we need to be, or who needs to change, or what needs to change in order for us to feel okay. So when we're feeling insecure in our feelings, we're making them wrong or bad or not feeling great, we tend to then want to grasp security outside of ourselves. So, and we'll look for the cause outside of ourselves. We'll be like, well, it's because of this, or because of that, or because of this. And it's really, really tricky. Hey, Margarita, great to have you on, sweet. It's really tricky to live from that space, because we tend to be very hooked into our emotions, and we're living in fear. So the greatest way to do this is knowing full well at all times, guys, at all times you have your higher self available to you. And it's literally, I think of it in my own mind, like my 3-year-old self, or my 5-year-old self that's having the reaction, that's feeling scared, that's feeling abandoned, that's feeling scared that she's going to be rejected or not loved, or that she's not enough, or she's not worthy of love, or that she's going to fail, or she's going to look silly, or somebody's going to laugh at her. Like all of those things. Hey Amanda, hey Ange, great to have you on. All of those things, when they're all playing out for us as adults, generally it's this 3 to 5-year-old self that's really being triggered and really being activated. And one thing that we can do is be our own parent for that inner child. We can really step into that space, listen to her, accept how she's feeling, not trying to change her. We've had a world full of people say to us, you know, cheer up, stop being like so sad, or stop, you know, and all it does is make us feel wrong and bad and then you continue that same painful loop. Or you'll try and do other behaviors then to try and manage your emotions, or try and change your emotions, or like whether that's eating, or whether that's overspending, or whether that's, and we feel empty and we feel lost. It is literally through the acceptance of our feelings that they can literally pass through us like a cloud. Now, that might sound quite challenging to do at times, and I certainly still get hooked up in the fear. I certainly still get hooked up in some of my emotions, or get tripped up for a little bit, until I remember, I can give this burden, I can give this to divine love, I can give this to my higher self, and just say, hey, can you take care of that for me? And relax in the knowingness that all is okay in that moment. And it's through the understanding of that inner self, that inner child, that 3 to 5 year old self. Hey, Tessa, great to have you on, honey. It's through all of those things. It's through the acceptance and breathing into and actually feeling when we are pushed, when we're stressed, when we're rushed, when we're busy, quite often we're swallowing all that stuff down, and it's getting stuck in our 3 lower survival centers, or well, they're really energy centers, they're our chakras, or you can call them the energy centers of the body. That's where we're taking in information, we're discerning information, and we're also, it's where energy can most get blocked, because those lower 3 chakras are all about our survival, our own inner power, relationships, money, and whether we're giving our power away to another or not. And so when our energy is blocked in there, we're disconnected from our heart energy. And so therefore then that's why we're in that judgment, that's why we're in that survival state, that's why we're in that fear state. Hey Donna, hey Sal, great to have you guys on. So one thing that I do is just really have a conversation, and it's about loving and accepting that ego part of myself. When I'm in my ego, it's another ego identity trying to change the other ego identity. So it's like I have a drill sergeant, she's like wants to kick my butt, she wants to like get stuff done. So she will be highly critical of my inner child that's feeling insecure or feeling worried, or is not wanting to work, or not wanting to do something, or is resistant to going to the gym. So my drill sergeant then pushes back. Neither of those aspects are actually my real self, my higher self, the divine part of me. They all are, but they're not overall the whole part of me. And if you are struggling in your journey to self-love, it's that wholeness that we're all yearning for. It's what gives that sense of peace. It's what gives that sense of completion. And it's the separateness. So when we're in that ego identity, hey Lisa, great to have you on, babe. It's when we're in that separate feeling of being the inner child or being the drill sergeant, we're feeling separate from everything that we feel that we need to have in order to be okay. It's when we come back to our divine self and divine love, surrender everything to that divine love, and have the full acceptance of our feelings in that moment. It's like, wow, sweetheart, yes, you do feel really angry, or wow, darling. And it's, if you've got kids, you'll find this potentially, I've got 2 girls, so I do find this quite easy when I imagine my inner child just like one of my girls, and I just give them a big hug and go, babe, I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. Or, I just would give them a big hug and send them love and compassion. So often what keeps these negative cycles going, what keeps the looping going, of judgment and fear and pain and feeling annoyed, feeling frustrated, judging ourselves, feeling like we're not doing what we should be, and keeping in that loop, is that continual judgment. The second that we step back from judgment and give love and compassion to ourselves, it is the greatest gift. It will move you so quickly, and you're not giving love and compassion to yourself so you can change yourself, so you can fix yourself, so finally you can be enough. It's not from that. It's the realization in that love and compassion you are already enough, and it's an old trigger from the past that's pulling you back into this ego fear state. The second we step back, we surrender all of that back to love, it will make such a difference for you as well. Hey Yvette, so beautiful to have you on here. Hey Liz, great to have you on, darling. So it really does make just such a difference, guys, just that love and compassion towards self, rather than judging ourselves for how we're feeling. And, like for a long time, I just wanted to get rid of my ego. I felt like my ego was the enemy, my ego was wrong. And what I realized was, oh my God, that was just another aspect of ego, judging ego. Like in truth, in reality, and if you want a great book to really help to discern this at an even deeper level, is Dying to Be Me by Anita Mujahid. Cipriani. I just finished it yesterday, and it's just such a beautiful book around that divine love and compassion. And what she realized, like, it was all the judgment, it was all the fear that she was living of not doing things right, of eating the wrong foods, of not having the right beliefs, of seeking approval in others. It was all of that that created so much fear in her system that she created cancer. And she was actually diagnosed with stage 4. When she was originally diagnosed, it was stage 2. She battled it for 4 years, and she ended up having a near-death experience, and it was one of the most powerful experiences of her life. She really got to experience the magnificence of who she really is. And this is what we forget, guys. When we're in our ego, we forget the magnificence, the power of who we actually are. We're disconnected from self. When we're disconnected from self, then we look for the approval. We look to try and get it right. We're trying to fix ourselves. We're trying to make ourselves better. In essence, you are the most perfect version of who you are. You'll always continue to evolve and grow as a soul. Hey Marie, great to have you on, sweetie. You'll always continue to evolve and grow as a soul, but right now, in your purest essence, just as you are, with all of the ego identities, with all the aspects of self, you are perfect, whole, and complete. There is nothing more that you need to do. There's nothing more that you need to fix or change. It's actually the energy or the feeling of feeling that we need to change stuff, and even that we can bring love and compassion to. It's like, there we go again. I'm wanting to change myself. I'm feeling like something's wrong with me. And that's been a big story in my mind. It's not really a conscious thought as such, but all this self-development, all this personal development, it's like, I've just got to get better. I've just got to get better, because my deepest fear was people will leave me. And so we've all got a deep fear around I'm not enough, or I'm not worthy, and the end result of that would be I'm not lovable, or I'm not loved. And so when we're coming from that space, there's nothing, when we're living from ego, it is fear, and it's about surrendering back to love. That's what will set you free from feeling like you need to fix or change any aspect of yourself. It's like if we had a child and we kept on telling them how wrong and how bad they were and how they kept on getting it wrong, how much self-esteem would that child have? It's like, it's human, it's normal to feel the way that you're feeling, it's okay. And in that, they instantly feel better, right? So this is a really fast way of just starting to switch this up, starting to change this. Hey Kelly, hey Catherine, hey Megan, thank you so much for jumping in, guys. If you've just jumped on, you might want to jump back to the start. I'm about to jump off because I've got to head to Aubrey right now. Have an amazing day, guys. Fill up your buckets with self-love. Hand it over to the divine self. Hand it over to love, and just say, let me bring some love and compassion to self for this. I can promise you it will be the fastest way to love into and appreciate those aspects of self. Remembering we never create against ourselves. All of those aspects are just trying to protect you. They're trying to keep you safe. They're trying to keep you lovable or acceptable in the world, deemed by other people that have been generationally told all the rules, told all the things. We get so muddled with all of this stuff. So bring it back to love and compassion. Surrender anything that you feel like you need to fix or change about yourself back to love and compassion, and I can promise you, you will feel so much better straight away. You'll feel the lift, you'll feel the burden lift off, and you'll be able to breathe into more self-love for yourself, guys. So much love and gratitude. Thanks for tuning in. If this has been valuable for you, please like, love, or share. And if I can help in any way, please send me a PM. I have a beautiful, just so many gorgeous soulmate clients that I love working with. I do have a couple of spaces at the moment. If this really resonates for you and you're really wanting to take things to the next level for yourself, please PM me, and we can have a convo and see if and how I might be able to help you, and if we can work together. Have an amazing day. Hey Chris, great to have you on, gorgeous. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye for now.